I saw one of Mabry's movies must-sees last night.
Oh, you told me this. One of Mabry's movies must-sees, and it also made your list.
It made Nunnix Not to Miss. Nunnix Not to Miss.
Yeah.
That was Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil.
Wow, what a film.
A great horror film, spooky, scary horror film. Kind of strange that it came out in April.
I kind of appreciate it because they
Yeah.
go, you know what? We're making a horror film to make a horror film. We're not going to be one of these
cashing in on the
guys.
Halloween
We're not going to be one of these
festivities.
guys who's like, oh, ooh, putting it out on Halloween. Although the thing did take place on Halloween night, so it's like maybe.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, why didn't they do it Halloween? I think they would do it.
Maybe they feared it was too much competition.
Yeah, because he got fucking
At the box office.
At the box office, a lot of spooky ones come around that time.
Yeah.
And they got Jason versus Freddy 12, and they've got Night on Elm Street 13,
Right.
Scary Movie 9.
Yeah.
You know, it's too much. Saw 20.
Yeah, and I told you this last night, and I still have not figured out how to say this number out loud. But at the box office, Late Night with the Devil
Oh yeah,
made whatever 666, however you would say that out loud.
it made $666,666.
Yeah.
Did it make 66 cents as well?
that would be crazy.
I feel like they fixed the books.
I think they cooked the books. Yeah,
They cooked the
I think
books.
they cooked the books.
There's
but
no
I've
way.
read multiple news stories where they say that made that amount of money.
When did they decide to stop looking?
Sunday night.
At the stroke of
At the
midnight.
stroke of midnight. It's the weekend box office.
It's the weekend box office.
It starts at Friday.
It's
And
all about the weekend
yeah.
box office.
How they're working for the weekend.
Yeah, you remember they used to have new movies that come out on Fridays. They've always come out on Fridays.
Yeah.
But I feel like at one point in our youth, they go, now it's Thursday night at midnight. Still Friday. Still Friday.
Yeah.
But now we're going to squeak in a showing.
Yeah.
There was never that showing at midnight, I feel like. And then they squeaked it in.
may be a very special movie. Yeah.
It was started with like Star Wars Attack of the Clones or something like that.
Perhaps the Phantom Menace.
Could have been the Phantom Menace. Yeah.
But that's when I remember it. Now,
Yeah.
do you remember this? Do you remember the first movie you ever saw in the movie theater?
I have like a very vague memory of seeing Beavis and Butthead do America.
That's a good one.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
And I remember going to see it with my dad and my brothers, and I must have been like 4 years old.
Yeah.
And I think that was maybe the first movie. Although maybe I was dragged to one when I was like 3 or 2.
Sure.
Some sort of Lion King, perhaps. Or
Perhaps the Lion King.
Perhaps the Lion King. Perhaps
Yes.
the Little Mermaid, perhaps. Or perhaps the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, that was a classic. The Hunchback.
That was a classic.
Doesn't really get the respect it deserves anymore. You
Yeah,
don't hear a
people
lot
go,
of.
we don't want to look at now. You have to be fucking sexy. You got to have to hot
Yeah, we don't
princess.
look like a fucking hunchback.
Yeah.
Mine was George of the Jungle.
I remember George of the Jungle.
Yeah.
Went and saw that with my little kindergarten girlfriend.
Whoa, you
Yeah.
started early. I never
Oh,
looked a
yeah.
girl in the eyes till 16 years old.
Well, I had like a girlfriend when I was like 5.
Wow.
And then couldn't talk to girls for 10, maybe 12 years.
Well, you had your heart broken.
Yeah. No. It was pretty platonic. Like we were just like, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But I do remember one time she came over to like swim in the little kiddie pool in the summer. And I took my shirt off because, you know, you get in the pool. I'm 5. I'm taking
Right, and you didn't know about shame yet. You were familiar with the concept of shame.
Yeah, now I would never.
Yeah.
I'd take my shirt off under any circumstances.
I wouldn't dream of it, no.
Yeah, no. But she took her shirt off.
Whoa.
But I covered my eyes. I went, because I knew that like a girl, like you're not supposed to see a girl shirt or whatever. And then my stepmom goes, she's like smoking a cigarette. My stepmom goes, oh no, honey, it's fine. She doesn't have boobs yet.
Wow.
You know, and then I go, okay. Her chest looked like mine. We were 5-year-olds.
Right.
Yeah.
Now
And then I pulled down my pants, and then
Yeah.
no.
And she goes, all right, it's okay, Annie. You don't have a cock.
You call that a cock on it? Yeah.
Wow.
I did have one last little thing on this. There was another girl when I was like 4 or 5, like in kindergarten or whatever, that we would go on the playground and show each other our genitals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was mostly like educational because it was like, oh, yours is different than mine.
Yeah.
It was weird. But there was like a weird sexual component to it. I don't know. There was like we had chemistry. You don't know what's going on at that age.
Yeah. I had a similar experience
with your uncle, right? Yeah,
with my uncle. Yeah.
You show each other your private parts when you were 5. Yeah. You've told me about that.
No. Yeah. With a girl in elementary school, but she was probably a couple years older than me. She was
sort of the graduate situation. Yeah.
But we were both in elementary school. And it was me and another friend, my friend Shane. And you know how those slides, those like enclosed like tube slides.
Oh yeah,
yeah. She said, "Oh, she said I'll lift my shirt up."
But there's not in the show.
No, there wasn't anything.
Although nowadays they hit puberty when they're like 9.
They do.
They get like boobs like when they're like, it's crazy. Anyway, that's something more for the for the Nickelodeon folks. I have no interest. I have no interest in that.
I don't even know why you brought it up.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Trent, you want to tell the folks watching what our podcast is?
I would love nothing more. If this is your first time listening, this is Echo Chamber with Joe and Trent, the only podcast where 2 comedians read the Wall Street Journal because one of them gets it for free from work. And Joe, would you like to start us off? Give us a little rundown of maybe the stories we'll be covering today.
Yeah, so we're both going to be sharing some stories from the Wall Street Journal today. And here's our little rundown. We are going to hear about the legal fight over the Baltimore Bridge collapse already heating up.
Oh, wow.
And some people involved are going back in time to find some laws that might protect them.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Interesting. All right, well, that's exciting. I'm on the edge of my seat for that one. We'll also be covering the weekend box office. Godzilla Kong stomped the competition.
They stomped the 666, 666?
Yep.
Yeah, well, those big guys, they know how to stomp, huh?
They sure do, my friend.
Well, you know who's stomping the competition in the girls' apparel department? Well, I lost the front of it, but it's a retailer. It's a retailer from Italy. And
Brandy Melville, I believe, is the name of the retailer.
It's Brandy Melville. You've heard of this.
I've heard of it.
Brandy Melville, the thin girl clothes fuel hot sales and a heated debate.
Wow.
That's right.
Well, also sparking heated debate, there's a new feature on Snapchat that may be adding to teens' anxiety.
Oh, can you believe it? And here they are in the subways telling us no more social media, more Snapchat.
Less social media, more Snapchat.
Yeah, because those are different things. Well, anxiety may have reached a zenith in Washington, D.C., Trent.
Oh.
That's where a Little League baseball scandal has been roiling the nation's capital.
Holy crow.
That's right. And as you might expect...
You can't trust an institution like baseball.
In a place like the Capitol.
In the Capitol, yeah.
Well, as you might imagine, everyone from the special counsel to attorneys and all kinds of people are involved.
Oh, great.
Some high-powered parents in this one.
Oh, well, speaking of high-powered people, the Citigroup's chief, well, she's a bit of a prankster. She likes to play pranks on people.
Well, I hope that came out after April 1st. Maybe we can find her latest prank.
Well, we'll get into that, actually.
Oh, great. I wonder how she topped herself. Because if you're known as a prankster, it's always about how are you going to top yourself when the big day comes.
Exactly.
When the big day comes. Well, the big day may have come for a couple of insurance policies. This is from the Wall Street Journal, Trent.
Oh, okay.
The U.S. News section. One of our less often frequented sections.
Yes, the U.S. News.
We tend to stay away from any stories that matter.
Any topical, yes.
Yeah, but this is sort of a one-off.
Yeah.
Hopefully. It might keep happening.
Well, there was another, not to interrupt, but I read another story. A barge ran into a bridge somewhere. So.
That's not nearly as bad.
No.
Yeah, barges do that all the time. Well, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Headline, legal fight gears up over Baltimore Bridge. That's right. The first shot in the legal fight over who will pay for the damage and loss from the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, say that 10 times fast, will likely occur in the next few days in Baltimore courtrooms, insurance academics said. The Singaporean owner of the cargo ship that took down the bridge is expected to invoke a law dating back to the 19th century that limits the liability of ships' owners, according to Lawrence Brenham, a law professor at Fordham University in New York. The law is similar to one used by the Titanic's owner after that unsinkable, air quotes, liner hit an iceberg.
Yeah.
These guys are going full Titanic on this thing. They're going Titanic law. Titanic.
It's never good. It's never good when you have to pull out the Titanic law.
They go, they were over there blowing the dust off fucking books. All right, what else do we got? What other shipwrecks? Titanic, Hindenburg, what do we got? So these guys are going full Titanic on this thing.
Wow.
This limitation of Liability Act law caps the liability of cargo ships' owners and their several insurers at the value of the goods the ship was carrying and the value of the ship itself. So, yeah.
So, yeah, what do you know what they're carrying? Does it say what they're carrying?
I believe they were carrying cargo of some kind. I have no idea. I have no idea what it was carrying.
Well, hopefully it was cheap for them.
Hopefully
cheap
it
car.
was
It was
straw.
a bunch of fucking fidget spinners.
It's in the bottom of the ocean now. They're probably saying it was straw and fidget spinners. Hopefully it wasn't titanium alloy. Diamonds.
Yeah.
Pure gold. A representative of the ship's owner, Grace Ocean.
Ocean?
That's not the person. That's the ship's owner, I believe. I don't know. I mean, it's worded oddly. Didn't respond to requests for comment. They never respond.
No, they don't like to talk.
They don't like to talk. The fight, maritime lawyers say, could run as long as a decade. Quote, it will be one of the most contentious marine insurance cases in recent decades, said Brennan, who is also a retired captain in the U.S. Navy.
Wow.
More
contentious than the submersible.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, the submersible, I didn't hear anything about.
No,
but there's multiple parties involved. I think everyone at the submersible signed off on it and they got what they fucking had coming.
Right.
Really. So.
And who can they sue? The guy that owned it died with them.
I don't think a single lawsuit.
It's open and shut.
This is an open and shut case. Everyone agreed. They went down there and imploded. They don't even left to sue, so it's done. Actually, this is one of the cleanest cases we've had.
It's a classic open and shut case.
There's no one even to be in the courtroom. They were imploded into mere amoeba. It is crazy what happened to their bodies. Turned into like a fucking little amount of gloop. Anyway, while the lawyers fight, most claims will likely get paid by the insurers, including money for the bridge's reconstruction. Then they will duke it out among themselves. Other claims might take longer, including those by the families of the people killed in the crash. Other big sources of claims include the loss of revenue for the port, for the vessels now stuck inside of it, and for businesses affected by the resulting supply chain snarl-ups.
Yeah.
So much harder to quantify those things than the bridge.
Right.
Bridge is easy. Bridge part of this claim may be the simplest to resolve. The structure cost some $60 million when it was built in 1977, which is around $300 million today when adjusted for inflation. Which, by the way, given the infrastructure issues that our country has had, probably the best thing they could have hoped for with this bridge.
Yeah.
Built in the 70s, they're probably just praying for someone to crash into that, collect on the insurance and get a new one. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're going to have to go out of pocket on this.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, we all saw the way it went down. It went like that.
I mean, the thing sneezed on it and it collapsed.
Barely nudged it.
Yeah. I mean, cars were hardly getting across that thing. It torpedoed faster than, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it sank.
So, really, it was the best thing that could have happened.
I think it's for the city. I mean, this is probably the best thing to happen for Baltimore, and certainly better than the playoff.
Well, yeah. Since Steve McNair.
Yeah, poor little out. The bridge collapse is a significant blow, however, Trent, for marine insurance market, which has already been hit by the cost of the recent Red Sea attacks.
Wow.
The pirate attacks in the Red Sea. If you're in marine insurance, you can't catch a fucking break right now. You're paying everybody.
Well, the ocean is a dangerous place.
You're paying cargoes. You're paying for pirates. I mean, there's backups. Who could forget the Suez Canal?
Right. They blocked it.
Yeah, that dipshit.
He was trying to make a fucking 3-point turn.
Trying to make a 3-point turn.
Got stuck.
It was like the Austin Powers scene. He couldn't get out of that thing. He was there for like a year.
Yeah, it was.
Also, did they rotate in different captains into that thing? Or was there just one guy just trying to fucking 3-point turn? Someone was bringing him hot meals. Yeah. He was taking naps and stuff. Get back out of it. How's it going, Bob? Well, I tried going left. Now I'm going to back it up to where it was and try to go right.
Yeah.
So.
But what about this? Pirates, that's not something I ever thought would come back. But they've had a wild comeback for 50.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, when we were growing up, we never heard about pirates until...
There was no pirates.
No.
But then you have the famous Somali pirates.
The Somalian pirates. Yes.
Right, the Somali pirates, who I believe have parrots.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, the ships are a little more modern, but I did see a picture of them. There are parrots and there are guys wearing eye patches still, so that's nice. That's nice. Yeah. I don't want pirates. I don't want modern pirates with just normal looking guys with guns and a ship.
Yeah.
Throw
get a curved sword.
Get a hook for a hand, a peg leg. Make it seem like you want to be there.
Yeah,
right.
You want to be a pirate. You got to dress for the job you want.
Dress for the fucking job. That's what I said. Well, anyway, the insured losses could total between $2 and $4 billion, surpassing the Costa Concordia catastrophe off the coast of Italy in 2012.
Wow.
Yep. Bridge collapse.
Who could forget that?
Who could forget something no one's ever heard of? And this will also affect the operations of importers, exporters, and other companies that use the port. Can you believe it?
I can believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
So those insurers, they got it. I mean, they're fucking in for it now, Trent.
They are in for it.
Thank God for that Titanic law, though.
Yeah.
Because they're only out for the cost of the boat.
Right. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of making lots of money, Joe, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Godzilla and Kong puts on monster opening weekend.
Two famed foes team up to do God only knows what.
They have to fight another monster, I think. A different monster.
I must say, it's the most idiotic premise for a film ever.
Well, Godzilla Kong, the New Empire, roared at the box office, notching the second biggest domestic weekend opening of a movie so far this year, behind the science fiction epic Dune Part 2. The debut of the monster adventure generated an estimated $80 million in domestic ticket sales, surpassing expectations of between $50 and $55 million.
I'm actually surprised it did so well, because it looks like the worst movie that's ever been made. It does
look like complete dog shit.
It looks so bad.
Yeah.
I was laughing out loud at the trailer. Yeah. I couldn't believe how stupid it was.
Yeah, careful. And,
I said it earlier.
Yeah, and the baby Kong in the movie.
Right.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
There's a baby Kong. They're jumping into a hole in the ocean to the core of the earth.
And Kong he's
got a mech.
Yeah.
I mean, who is actually entertained by this?
Well, there's some quotes here.
Oh, great.
So
I thought it was good.
Quote, for audiences, it was an essential part of the experience to see these characters on the big screen. Or the biggest screen possible.
What does that even mean?
Said Paul Derbagardian, ComScore senior media analyst.
Bullshit
quote,
job.
Quote, you don't want to confine Godzilla and Kong to a small screen.
This guy's a moron. This guy has 13 brain cells in his head. But can you imagine being quoted like that in the Wall Street Journal? Your wife has to read that. You
can't watch Godzilla and Kong on a small...
You don't want to confine guys like these to a screen like that. when it's Zilla and Kong? And Kong?
I mean, fuck me.
I mean, fuck me.
But they always say that. You got to see it on the biggest screen possible.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
A normal movie theater screen is fine.
It's also so big.
It's huge.
It's unbelievably big. You can also just sit closer to a normal movie screen.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do.
Sit in the front row seat.
Well, when I rent it on DVD from the local library.
You sit right in front of the TV.
Yeah, I'll put it. Yeah. And I'll sit directly in front of the TV.
Because size is relative.
Exactly.
And that's what I always say to the girl I'm dating.
Yeah,
I remind her of that constantly.
I tell her you just have to get close. You
just have to get really close. It seems so big if you get close.
Well, the weekend marked another success this year for Legendary, which produced Kong Godzilla.
Was that a different one?
No, Godzilla Kong. They produced that, and they also produced Dune Part 2.
Oh,
so they're
wow.
having a killer.
Oh yeah, they're just knocking them out of the park.
Yeah.
Was nobody else making a movie this year?
I guess not.
Yeah, I mean Marvel gave up. Clearly.
Marvel gave up, and
they're like sharding
Warner
out.
Brothers. They make a movie, and then they fucking say, "No, we're not putting it out." Fuck
And then
you.
they go, "All right, we'll put out the Snyder cut."
We'll put out the Snyder
We'll do
cut.
one Snyder
It's
cut.
about time that guy caught a fucking break. That guy hasn't made a good movie in his entire
They
career.
keep giving him so many chances. They go, "Let's do another Snyder cut."
So yeah, Dune Part 2 was the highest grossing movie so far this year at roughly $252 million. Quote, you hear the rumbling from inside the theaters, whether it's the sandworms blowing through the sand dunes, or it's Godzilla or Kong fighting something or smashing rocks.
Smashing rocks?
You feel that energy.
What is this movie? This movie sounds awful. They smash rocks?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a 5-year-old would come up with this.
Well, you feel that energy when you're in the theater, and you realize it's fun to have that shared experience, said Josh Grode, chief executive of Legendary Entertainment.
Okay, he's the CEO. He has to say that. If that was a normal moviegoer, that guy should
But
be
isn't
shot
that
in the
one of
head.
the dumbest quotes of all time? You hear the rumblings of the sandworm blowing through the sand dunes, or Godzilla or Kong fighting something or smashing rocks.
You know what it sounds like?
Huh.
A guy who's the CEO of the company that produced both those movies that has not seen
He's
that
never
movie.
seen it. Yeah.
He has not seen. He knows like surface level information.
Yeah.
Smashing rocks.
They smash rocks. And
These sandworms.
And they fight something.
They fighting something or smashing rocks.
They sandworms.
And they go, have you seen this? He goes, private, he goes, oh, what are you fucking crazy?
What are you fucking out of your fucking mind?
I'm not going to waste a second watching that garbage.
I've seen the fucking dough raked in. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, I'm at home counting my fucking money. They can count rocks all they want. Well, Trent, you know who else is counting their money? A little group called Brandy Melville.
Brandy Melville.
Oh, this is from the Wall Street Journal.
Oh.
Headline, retailers' thin girl clothes fuel hot sales. Heated debate.
Oh.
Brandy Melville makes clothes for thin girls. And it isn't sorry.
All right.
If you're having weight problems, I feel bad for you. The retailer, run by a secretive Italian family, produces stylish and affordable basics that are sold mainly in one size. Skinny, mostly blonde girls fill its social media feeds and often staff its stores. We got to type.
They hire attractive ladies to work at the
They
store.
hire thin blondes.
Yeah.
Because they know what America wants. Baby.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it is a formula that has made Brandy Melville extremely popular with a subset of teens and young adults. It's also courted controversy, including allegations of discrimination by an employee and inspired debates on social media among the brand's lovers and haters. Fueling the obsession is that not everyone can wear the clothes. Fitting into them means you are part of a club. Quote, if you wear Brandy Melville, you have good style and are popular, and people want to be your friend, said a recent Kong Godzilla viewer, Rachel Fradkin, a 6th grader in Edgewater, New Jersey. Brandy Melville's approach contrasts with a push by other fashion brands to lean on inclusivity by adding a wider range, talk about wider, of sizes and using more plus size and racially diverse models.
Sure.
Those attempts have backfired at times. Old Navy tried to make sizes for everybody, but it ended up with too many extra smalls and extra larges and too few of the middle sizes that most customers wanted.
The middle size, yeah.
The middle size. No one,
With the average. No.
Everyone's always out of mediums.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
We got double X, double extra large,
Yeah.
or small.
Or extra small.
Or small.
Yeah. Well, I can't find pants that fit. I'm a skinny guy, and I'm tall, and they don't make that. You have to be a fat pig to find pants. Or you have to be a short, skinny guy.
Well, I think I've got the line just for you. Brandy Melville.
Brandy Melville. Man, I'll have to check them out. Maybe
you'll walk into
check out the eye candy as well.
That's right. You get some fucking blonde tweens stabbing it, and then you get some little skinny jeans for him. Yeah, let's see here. Brandy Melville isn't the first apparel brand to market around exclusivity. A generation ago, that was our time, Trent.
Sure.
Abercrombie and Fitch
Yeah.
built a following by targeting the cool kids with sexualized marketing that featured shirtless male models.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't offer plus sizes for women.
I didn't know that.
Need a size? Wrong fucking store, honey.
Yeah, Lane Bryant's around the corner.
yeah. I believe the the Cheetos Puff store is across the street. They didn't give a shit. The brand that has since undergone a makeover and now caters to a more diverse clientele. Well,
Did you ever care about that? Were you a Hollister guy or Abercrombie and Fitch?
I thought it was all dumb. I thought
Yeah, it was
douchebag
stupid.
jocks weared it.
Yeah.
Also, even if I did feel left out in school because I knew I couldn't pull any of that off and I wasn't one of the cool kids wearing that stuff, I grew up and got over it. And maybe all these people could do that too. Right. Maybe Brandy Melville can just do a business model that works for them.
Right. Yeah.
And-
Why, that's the thing. Why does everybody? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I think they could just keep doing this.
Yeah.
Now, do they need to keep staffing only blondes? I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's
but
a little odd.
That's a little weird. But hey, they're Italians.
Yeah, they don't know any better.
They don't know any better. Take it from the former governor of New York.
Right. Yeah, I'm Italian.
It's like a dog. It pisses on the floor. It doesn't know any better. He's an Italian. Give him a break.
Exactly.
They don't know what they're doing. Brandy Melville has been dogged by accusations of discrimination and lawsuits, including one filed by a former employee who said he was terminated for failing to fire female employees based on physical appearances that didn't conform to those typical white teenage girls.
Wow.
That is a crazy thing to tell somebody to do.
Yeah.
And make sure to fire that overweight Latina girl working here. Because she's not white and blonde and thin. You good? Yeah.
And that is the reason. So.
Yeah. But you're firing.
Make that clear.
You're firing her. The discrimination claims have done little to lessen Brandy Melville's appeal among its target audience, who says they like the style, quality, and price of the clothes. Quote, all my friends wear Brandy Melville to school, said Anna Sekula, 17, of New Albany, Indiana.
Oh.
Quote, it's a status symbol. See, that's the thing. When you're
It's a status.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17... you don't care about, I mean, the company could be doing anything. They
Right.
could be torturing people.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck.
You got to do what your friends are doing.
Right.
It's conform or die at that age.
Yeah, exactly.
You get to college and you realize you can be anti-conformist, and then that's annoying in a completely different way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the cycle we're all doomed to go through as we grow up.
Right. Yeah.
And level out to an even-keeled person.
Yeah, to an even killed person who doesn't care about anything.
Except for a hot blonde working at the store. That's all I care about.
Well, speaking of status symbols and the teens, another thing that will cause them anxiety.
Oh.
This
Say
is,
it ain't so, Trent.
I know. This is from the Personal Journal, one of our favorite sections.
One of our favorite sections.
in the Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal.
Headline: Ranking leads to teens' angst.
Ranking.
Yes. Drama, heartbreak can result when teens see where they are in friends' Snapchat plus
right.
solar systems.
So
this is a little different than when we were the target audience for Snapchat.
that's true.
And you used to be able to see your top friends.
Yeah, but also we had Snapchat, or at least I did, in like college, toward the end of college or whatever.
I was still in high school.
Yeah, we didn't have it in high school, so we had it in college, but we didn't care. I didn't care about any of that stuff at that point.
Yeah. Well, a Snapchat feature lets paying users. Now, I guess apparently you can pay for Snapchat. I can't think of anything sadder to do. But a Snapchat feature lets paying users see their position in their friends' digital orbits.
God, that's so evil. The whole concept's evil.
Yeah, it's evil.
Sucking money out of people's pockets to make them see where they stack up among their other friends.
Yeah. For some teens whose friends are everything, it's adding to their anxiety.
Yeah, of course.
Snapchat Plus
It's an evil idea.
It is evil. Snapchat Plus, they got to add plus to everything now.
It's worse.
Is the app's $4 a month subscription service. Subscribers can check where they rank with a particular friend based on how often that friend communicates with them. The result is automatically rendered in a solar system metaphor. Are you Mercury, the planet closest to your friend? Great.
I'm fucking Pluto.
Uranus?
I'm Johnny's Pluto. Good.
I'm not even a fucking planet anymore.
Yeah. Or they have Uranus as
Uranus,
the last one.
that's bad sign, it says.
Yeah.
Quote, a lot of kids my age have trouble differentiating best friends on Snapchat from actual best friends in real life, says Callie Scheidinger, a 15-year-old in Yorktown, New York. She said she had her own problems when a boyfriend noticed that he was Neptune in her solar system. He asked who held...
How the fuck am I Neptune?
Well, he asked who held the Mercury position.
Oh, you can't see.
And when she told him it was a guy friend,
Ooh.
he got mad.
I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah. I would be.
Yeah.
This would corrode my brain, too. It would corrode anybody's brain.
Oh, yeah. Even now.
But what a price point.
I have $4 a month.
$4 a month is nothing to ruin my relationship.
Crippling anxiety. And
Yeah. To find out my girlfriend's in love with another guy.
Yeah.
Wait, where's
to
Neptune?
never have a good night.
Neptune is like 7 planets back.
Yeah, it's rough.
Because Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, I'm going on a run here. Jupiter,
I'm
Saturn.
impressed.
Neptune is 6.
Neptune. Oh, wow. This guy.
Wait, he's Neptune?
Yeah. This guy got fucked.
This guy got fucking Neptune by his own one
Couldn't look
girlfriend?
myself in the eye if that happened to me.
You got to think she's got a lot of girlfriends that are in
She's
there.
probably got a lot of girlfriends, but the camera, she's got a lot of guy friends too, apparently.
If I were her, I would tell him it's her gay best friend that he's never met.
Yeah.
Even if it's not.
Just lie. Just double down in your lie.
Oh, yeah.
Like other social media features, Snapchat's solar system was created to get people to engage more with the app.
Aren't they on it enough? Fucking literally addicted to it.
Spend more time and give us $4.
More. What a price point.
And while it can be turned off, it's on by default. Now, lawmakers, doctors, and parents are giving fuller attention to these apps and how they broadly affect kids' mental health. New legislation and lawsuits have pressed tech companies to better protect minors on social media, if not block them from it outright.
Outright.
Callie and her boyfriend have since broken up for other reasons.
It says for other reasons.
That's what it says.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But that stress and the misunderstanding she has seen other friends experience have soured her on the feature. She says she won't renew her Snapchat Plus subscription when it expires in May. Quote, it's everyone's biggest fear put onto an app, Callie says. Ranking is never good for anyone's head.
It's not good for anybody's head. You know what else Snapchat did that I thought was very weird? During our time, maybe still they have it, you could see everybody's geolocation on there.
I believe that's still a thing.
That's so toxic. See where your girlfriend is?
Yeah.
I thought you were home tonight. How did you know that I was looking at your geolocation on Snapchat?
Well, that's something I never understood is people share their locations.
Well, the young
just
kids
in
do
general.
now.
Yeah.
They do a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's partially. I think they say it's like a security thing, but I think it's an attention thing. I think that people it's exciting to if you're going somewhere you weren't planning on being.
Yeah.
You want your friends to wonder what you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
You want to create FOMO because all of these apps have made everybody mentally ill.
Yeah, it really is. It's all just putting your mental illness on constant display.
Yeah, it's turning everybody into
sociopaths.
But what a price point.
What a price point. In the old days, if you wanted to know somebody was mentally ill, you had to literally go to their house. That's the only way you could tell.
Yeah. You had to go to their house and go, why haven't you left your house? In weeks.
Yeah. The social hierarchy that's playing out on Snapchat has parents vexed. Quote, you have to wonder if all this fear of being left out is part of mental health problems kids are facing, says Callie's mother. You don't have to wonder. It is.
Yeah, you don't have to wonder at all.
So another open and shut case.
Well, if we've learned one thing on this pod, Trent, it's that the kids are not all right.
That's true.
And that has never been more so the case in a little town called Washington, D.C.
Whoa. Our nation's capital, our fine nation?
Our fine nation, where a, quote, little league scandal is roiling the capital.
Oh, no.
Not only the capital, but the capital's elite class.
Oh.
That's right. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Mm-hmm. Cheating allegations in the U.S. Capitol pit high-powered parents against one another.
Sure.
Mike Klisch. That's going to be annoying. I have to say his name like 30 times.
Mike Klisch.
Mike Klisch suspected something was off when his son's spring 2022 Little League baseball team, the Grays, slaughtered nearly every opponent.
Wow.
Winning at times by 15 runs or more, with many games ending every early under the mercy rule.
The mercy rule.
Yeah. Seeing other teams getting stomped by 11 and 12-year-olds didn't feel good. Quote, I would watch these games and I would just want to go home and take a shower, recalled Klisch, a lawyer. I don't know about that. Who also, I would say, good job, son.
Yeah.
It also didn't add up. The Northwest Washington Little League in a Tony of the nation's capital.
What does that mean?
I don't know what a Tony is. In a Tony of the nation's capital, had a draft system to spread out talent, so no one squad could assemble a juggernaut like the 27 Yankees. What if, Klisch wondered, someone was cheating?
Oh, God, you would hate to imagine.
You'd hate to imagine. Not tobacco spit on the baseball kind of cheating.
Sure.
But the kind that happens in the front office.
Oh.
That's right. Klisch and another parent, Aaron Sweeney, who is also a lawyer, eventually accused Coach Ricky Davenport Thomas.
Ricky Davenport Thomas,
baseball
Little League coach. Little League coach. Hey, nice to meet you. Ricky Davenport Thomas, Little League coach.
Straight shooter.
Apparently not.
Yeah, apparently not.
Apparently he's not a straight
Well,
shooter.
they accused him in a formal letter to the league.
They took legal action
Of stacking his team with talent and falsifying paperwork to bring ineligible players into the league.
They got a bunch of guys from the DR.
Oh, you never believe this, Trent, but Davenport Thomas didn't respond to requests for comment. He has previously denied stacking his team and falsifying paperwork.
Yeah.
If you ask Little League parent Joshua Daniel, the cheating campaign against the coach was petty. Quote, it felt like a complete burn it all down campaign. Sweeney swung back in a lawsuit in D.C. in which she sought access to league records. She accused the league of stonewalling her and Klisch and said they faced brushback from others on the board. One Little League mom, a trial attorney for the Justice Department, contacted Klisch's employer to complain that his updates to parents about the cheating allegations were uncivil and harassing, according to Klisch. The parent who worked at the Justice Department, quote, had to appreciate how her actions could be construed as an effort to chill a whistleblower and constitute witness intimidation, said Sweeney Sue.
There's too many lawyers in
Way
this
too many
league.
lawyers. They're all lawyers.
Yeah.
Well, as things go in D.C., Trent, a panel was convened and a special counsel was appointed.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
Meanwhile, your son's going, can I just play
Yeah, I
baseball?
don't know.
No! We need a special counsel.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, the league's board formed a committee and called in white shoe law firm Steptoe. That's a weird...
White shoe law firm Steptoe.
I don't know what that means. I think a white shoe law firm is a type of law firm.
Wow.
But the law firm's name is Steptoe. So, law firm Steptoe, whose clients have included ExxonMobil.
Oh, boy.
Steptoe agreed to work pro bono.
Whoa. Wow. Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah. Which means free.
Yes. Pro bono.
And spent hundreds of hours investigating. I mean, that's a lot for pro bono. Investigating and preparing a report. The committee's 39-page report said no one engaged in fraud, and while Davenport Thomas, the coach, made mistakes, they weren't intentional. The report noted one parent told the special committee that Davenport Thomas went out of his way to make sure less talented kids received playing time. But this was far from game over. That's right. You see, Trent, the integrity of the investigative report was now in question. A partner at Steptoe had a son on Davenport Thomas's team.
Oh my God.
And backed the coach. And the special committee included board members loyal to Davenport Thomas.
Wow.
The whole investigation was completely compromised.
Wow.
The latest twist came this week when the league settled Sweeney's lawsuit. Under the deal, the league acknowledged 2 players Davenport Thomas had helped bring in were indeed ineligible, including one who had played on the coach's 2022 All-Star team that went to the regional tournament in Bristol. This guy's getting kids from fucking the Caribbean, flying them in for the Little League team. Yeah. He's ripping them away from their families at the border, putting them in the Little League team.
Yeah, it's like, you ever see the movie Benchwarmers?
No. Is it a Mabry's movie
It's a Mabry movie must see.
I'll have to check it out.
But in the Benchwarmers, they coach a Little League team, and then the opposing team, it's just like a 30-year-old guy from the Dominican Republic, and he's got like a thing written in crayon that says I'm 14 or something. That's exactly, a pretty good joke.
That's exactly what they did here. Well, lawyers for Steptoe didn't respond to requests for comment.
Why should they?
Why should they? In a statement to the Journal, league president Ashley Coniglio said, quote, "The fact that Steptoe Partners' child was on the NWLL team was completely unrelated to Steptoe taking on this case and its work on this case. But Klisch, who is under the settlement, is expected to be appointed the head coach of the league's 12 and under All-Star team this summer, and he sounds satisfied. Quote, we've made the place better for the most important group of people, and that is the kids."
Well, sure.
Now, here's my theory.
Yeah.
This was all part of Klisch's plan to take the head coachship from Davenport Thomas.
So this Ricky Davenport Thomas, he's not the coach anymore. Or could they face off in the World Series? Could it be a Ricky Davenport Thomas Klisch World Series?
God, what I would pay for that. What a pay-per-view that. Who you got in that? You got Ricky Davenport Thomas?
You got to go Ricky Davenport Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, he's the king. He's kind of the kingmaker of Little League. Yeah.
This Klisch, he's got to bully his way in. He's got to seize his way in.
Also,
to
that
the head
weird where you go with, okay, this guy's cheating. My son's Little League coach is putting all these Puerto Ricans on the team to win. I feel weird about it. Put me in.
Put me in, coach.
That's the solution. I'm now the head coach. Do you win it? If you win a lawsuit, do you take over whatever? Is that how it works? Yeah.
Well, maybe just set a new legal
workers'
precedent.
comp case. I want to be the CEO. It's a new legal precedent.
Yeah. Wow, this could have devastating ramifications.
Especially for that bridge.
Yeah.
See how that one shakes out.
Well, speaking of CEOs and people in charge, and that sounded very serious, but there's one person who's not so serious.
Is it Ronald McDonald?
No. I wish there was a story about Ronald McDonald. This is from the Wall Street Journal. The headline: Citigroup's chief prankster doesn't wait for April 1st.
God, she sounds insufferable.
Oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. Jane Frazier's gags included kidnapped teddy bears, fuzzy robes, and skydiving trips.
Just please stop. Just give us a raise and leave us alone.
Yeah. Does anybody really like a prank?
Nobody likes a prank.
Just the person that pranking people.
Yeah, on my team call the other day, everyone goes, "Oh, what'd you do for April Fools? You're a comedian." I go, "What do you think what do you think I'm just going around pranking people?"
Yeah, it
no,
stinks.
They all suck.
It's
don't prank me. I don't want to be pranked.
Children.
It's for kids.
And very old people.
Yeah. Let Grandpa can do a prank.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree more. 100%.
Yeah.
In early 2022, Citigroup chief executive Jane Frazier startled her senior team with a request: please sign these waivers to go skydiving.
No.
Executives questioned the sanity of the bank's leaders all jumping out of a plane. Does the board know? One of them emailed. I'm not sure my heart is healthy enough, another replied. Karen Peets, the chief administrative officer hired to repair Citigroup's relationships with regulators, tried to calm the kerfuffle. She said she'd gone with her old bank and it was great. After watching her team squirm for a while, Frazier emailed again. April Fools. It was March 31st.
That sucks. It's not even a good April Fool's.
No. And it's
April
also
Fool's did as a
3 emails?
Yeah.
That sucks.
It sucks.
Email prank sucks.
Yeah. You're all going skydiving. We're forcing you to go skydiving. That's the prank.
If you're going to prank me, it better be, but no, we're actually doing this, and it will be cool. I don't want just nothing. No, it's nothing. Never mind.
Also, it's not April Fool's if you do. You have to do it on April Fool's. I'm taking a hard stance.
Unless you do sort of a opening box office weekend fastball and do it March 31st, stroke of midnight.
Sure.
Technically
well,
April
if it's
1st.
stroke of midnight, that counts. That's technically April 1st.
The stroke of midnight clause.
Yeah. Frasier made headlines in 2021 when she became the first woman to run a major U.S. bank. Less well known is the fact that she has long been one of Wall Street's biggest pranksters.
God, what an awful
thing to be known as.
Yeah.
She co-opted Pete's into the skydiving joke, knowing the others wouldn't suspect her, and she moved it up from actual April Fool's Day so it would land better.
No, that's not how it works. No, it's not how it works. The whole idea is that you get me in spite of me knowing what day it is.
Right, exactly.
That's a good April Fool's Day.
That's a good April Fool's Day.
If I know it's April Fool's Day and you still get me, then you got me.
Exactly. But if you do it a week in advance, it's just lying.
Guess what you're doing on March 31st? You're wasting my time.
I have fucking work to do.
Yeah.
Frasier has one of the hardest jobs in banking right now.
Being a prankster?
Being a prankster. No, she took the reins following regulatory orders to shape up Citigroup.
Shape up
or ship out. To do so, she is simplifying the bank by shedding businesses and firing some 20,000 workers.
Oh, God. That's the thing. When this lady's a known prankster and is laying off 20,000 people, I mean, every email's got to be terrifying. Am I getting laid off? It's a prank? What's going on here?
Yeah, thanks.
You could be a prankster if you're not laying off half the company.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my God.
Citigroup's in turmoil. She's tricking everyone to think they're going skydiving.
Hey, Peter, you're getting a raise. April Fools, you're fired.
Pack up your
Sorry, I am a bit of a prankster. So,
well, morale is low.
Anywhere that's being headed by a prankster, I would assume morale is low. It's just a general assumption.
Yeah, as is the stock. And the pressure is on as investors and regulators await proof that her plans are working.
Everybody working there has got a fucking gun to their head, and she's she's putting whoopee cushions on people's seats.
And one of them is a fake gun. And it, like the Joker. And it says bang. In the face of such unfunniness, Frasier persists in seeking a few laughs. She believes a close-knit team is needed to succeed in the turnaround. Her jokes run the gamut.
They're not solving
jokes.
it. They're not solving it.
No, they're not solving it, and they're also not jokes.
They're not jokes.
But they run the gamut from spur-of-the-moment impishness to elaborately planned gags. Some executives worry her mischief could be misconstrued as callousness, given the bank's serious problems and firings. But they say her priority is the serious work of fixing Citigroup. So,
what a tone deaf. I mean, read the room, lady. Read the fucking room.
Stinks. Here are some of her classic pranks. A classic Frasier prank is to celebrate birthdays or work anniversaries by displaying embarrassing photos of her targets. During the pandemic, she would get the executive team to change their Zoom backgrounds to her chosen photos.
Oh, no.
Frasier once surprised Sarah Wechter, the head of human resources, by getting her hands on a photo of a young Wechter as a ballerina. Frasier got the photo from Wechter's parents. Embarrassed, Wechter called her parents to complain and asked them not to give anything else to Frasier.
What a nightmare. Yeah. Imagine going to work, it's your birthday, you're worried you're going to get laid off, and then everyone's Zoom background is a dick pic you sent to your ex-girlfriend 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's horrendous. I can't think of anything worse.
No. It sounds like the worst place to work on earth.
Oh, yeah.
Also, how insane is it that they wrote an article about this? Like that it's in the Wall Street Journal?
Yeah.
Like, just look at how annoying the CEO is.
Right.
That's the whole point of this article.
Other gags were long-running affairs. The annual Office Secret Santa was generally just for goofs. Fraser gave an executive in charge of cost-cutting a fuzzy pink bathrobe and a teddy bear, telling him she knew inside he was soft and cuddly. Later, this is insane.
Okay.
Later, she kidnapped the bear, duct taped its hands and mouth, and sent a message to the executive: ease up on the cost cuts, or the bear was done for.
What?
She's making threats. That's hardly a prank.
Did that have any real bearing with what they were doing at work? The cost cuts?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's so wild.
Yeah.
What it makes, she's the Joker. She's the literal
She's
Joker.
the Joker.
Got you a teddy bear because I know you're soft inside. He walks into a dark room. The spotlight hits the bear, duct taped up to a car with a fucking gun to its head.
Fraser.
No more budget cuts, Jason.
Fraser wasn't a prankster as a kid. She started sometime after she became an analyst at Goldman in the late 1980s, when Wall Street was still overwhelmingly male.
Well, that's inspiring that you can like get into it like late in life after you've had like one career and you can become a prankster late. Like you don't need to start young.
I started being a prankster late in life.
Yeah. Well, look at Rodney Dangerfield. You started comedy.
Yeah, there's no age limit.
There's no age limit. You should pursue what you want to do, regardless of the age.
Yeah. It became treacherous for anyone to let Fraser know his or her favorite sports team had a meaningful game. She would.
You can't divulge any personal information at all. She'll use it as ammo.
Well, she would schedule some big meeting at game time, then enlist allies to emphasize the importance of the gathering, only to free her target at the last possible moment.
No, then I've already canceled my plans with my friends to go to the bar and watch the game. Yeah, now I can't get across town now because I got my laptop open.
Right, exactly. It stinks. She stinks. I hate her fucking guts.
I hate her guts.
She has developed such a reputation.
This lady should be tarred and feathered. How's that? How's that for a prank?
I agree 100%.
In the middle of town square.
Just a little prank.
Yeah, it's a little prank. Tarring and feathering.
Well, she's developed such a reputation for hijinks that executives often accuse her even when she professes innocence. This guy, Michael Corbat, he got a chair, an office chair, and one day the chair went missing. An anonymous AOL account sent this guy a picture of the chair, like a proof of life photo in the middle of Moscow's Red Square. Every few weeks, images possibly photoshopped kept coming, showing the chair in places where Citigroup had offices. London, Mexico City, Singapore. 1 year to the day after it disappeared, Chubak's chair arrived at his office. Chubak arrived at his office to find the chair awaiting.
It's so annoying.
An entire year this went on.
I just want my chair back.
Right.
Why am I being tortured?
Right. Now, maybe a day or two, you get a picture of a chair. All right, that's funny. But this is going on for a year. At a certain point, you get just more and more irate.
Yeah, it's hard enough to commute in every day.
Yeah.
You take away my chair, the chair that I like.
Yeah.
And now you're sending me these bullshit AOL pranks. And so that was her or was not her?
Well, she denied it, but this guy says he thinks it was. She's still denying it.
It's clearly her, right?
It's got to be her.
Unless she's created... Well, maybe she's created a culture of pranking.
Yes, a workplace prank.
A workplace prank culture.
And that would be a god-awful nightmare.
A WPPC.
What about this, Joe? So she's a cunt, and I hope she's tarred and feathered. But anyway.
Dragged through the city square. Yeah.
What about this? Have you ever gone to one of those restaurants where they're purposely mean to you?
No, but I've heard tell.
It's the word. I can't imagine why anybody would think that's fun.
You got to be like masochistic or want to be yelled at.
Yeah.
I think some guys get, because there's one place in like Chicago where those ladies like scream at you and shit. You know?
Oh, the hot dog place?
The hot dog place.
Yeah.
Don't you think some guys just want to get yelled at by a black lady? Is that all it is?
Yeah. I know I do, but I'd like to do it in the privacy of a discreet dungeon.
Yeah. Same here. I would much rather get yelled at by a black lady than pranked by that white cunt. I'll tell you that right.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll fucking throw a pie in her face. How's that for a prank? Fucking bitch. I'm waking up worried every day if my job's on the line. You're gonna take my fucking office chair and send me and kidnap my teddy bear?
Yeah. The teddy bear is nuts. She should be fired.
It's psychotic.
Yeah. She should be ousted from the board for that.
I can't tell what's worse, giving somebody something and then taking it away and
kidnapping it, yeah.
Or just taking something you already had and enjoyed.
Right.
And returning it a year later. Taking something away from somebody and then giving it back a year later is not a prank.
No.
You're just inconveniencing my life.
Yeah. I have to stand all day at work.
Yeah. Sit on a fucking hardwood chair.
Yeah, I guess I have a standing desk.
No
now.
back support. You throw out your back. I see a work comp case coming from one of these.
Yeah, she should be sued into oblivion.
Let's get the Little League managers.
Get a fucking man back in there.
Let's get one of the Little League parents on the case.
Yeah, we should. We
Sue
should
the
alert
shit out
Little
of
League.
them. Yeah. Wow.
They clearly have nothing better to do.
No, they got nothing but time. Well, that's been a snapshot of what's happening in this great country of ours.
Amen.
And,
I think that about wraps it up for this episode of Echo Chamber with Joe and Trent. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share,
tell your friends,
write a review,
comment, leave a comment. We've been enjoying some of the comments.
Have been great
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Somebody had something very nice to say on the last episode.
Oh yeah,
we really appreciate that. And glad you guys are enjoying the pod. So that has been another episode of Echo Chamber. And as always, this is Joe signing out.
Oh, and this is Trent signing off. Bye-bye.